Hey, welcome, I'm Lee Kellogg, and thank you for joining me today. This is sort of another nature journaling adventure, but we're going to talk about creative routine. And in a previous video, I talked about a morning routine and how important it is. And here, when I talk about staying creative and being creative, I'm going to reiterate, you got to have a good, solid morning routine, because that's what really sets the day. And routine is the important word here. Morning is also, but routine, so that you do it daily and you get your body habituated to what you're doing, so that you work out every day. You get your movement in because you need to move. And as a creative, movement is super, super important. We'll dive into that one in a little bit, but it's the morning routine is so important. And remember, your morning routine starts in the evening when you close out your day. And for some of you coming home from work, that's closing out the day. You transition from being a business person to, or your professional, whatever it is, your profession, to your home persona. But be sure to journal, do a little gratitude journaling, 3 things every day at the end of the day, what you're grateful for. Plans for the next day, your goals, your ambitions, just things you want to achieve the next day. Those are good things to journal at night. So, how to stay super creative? It's a whole bunch of little things that all combine into one big thing. So that morning routine is super, super important. The next thing that's super, super important is your diet. You have to have your diet dialed in so that you are not consuming foods that stress your body. Alcohol stresses your liver, it stresses your body. Sugar puts your body into shock. Alcohol and sugar shock your liver and make it work, and it's like, oh, and sugar does nasty things to our bodies. It affects your brain, it affects the veins in your whole body. It scratches them and scars them up, because sugar is just really, if you can get off of sugar, that will be one of the biggest things you can do for your overall health. And along with the sugar is the white carbs. The pastries. Yes, we love our pastries and our cookies, but stay away from them. It's really better that you do that, because then your brain will function better. Feed your brain food, good quality proteins, good quality plants. Plant carbs are good. It's those white grain carbs you really got to watch. So eat a healthy diet that way. Drink plenty of water. Keep your system hydrated and flushed. Not quite, let's say like a pint every hour and a half, 2 hours of water a day is a really good way to look at it. So just, I set my glass out on the kitchen counter and just fill it up and drain it every so often when I take a break from when I'm working at home. That way I know I get all of my water. And you don't have things like leg cramps and foot cramps, and your brain functions well. So the other thing that is part of your morning routine that I will emphasize for creativity is meditation and walking. And you can combine them. You can do walking meditations. But when you're working as a creative, there's a time, like if you're a writer, if you're a musician, whatever, you're working hard, and you're like, I don't want to stop. And all of a sudden, everything's gone. You have no more ideas, no more creative. You're like, I just don't know how to deal with this. Go for a walk, get on your bike, go for a swim, go for a paddleboard, get out, move your body. Our bodies are made to move. And sometimes as creatives, we tend to sit in one place, whether you're in front of the computer, you're working on a keyboard, you're looking at a monitor, you're painting, you are in a static position. Get up and move. That is just you should be doing that every hour for about 10 minutes. Get up, walk around, take the dog for a walk for a few minutes. Just get up, and preferably get outside, because getting outside is my next important thing, because we are natural creatures. We need nature. We need to be outside. And that's partly why I'm recording this outside, is because being outside is super, super important for you. And that's where you will find a lot of your inspiration will come. And especially if you make it a routine or part of your daily habits to spend some time outside, walking around, working in the yard, doing something, your brain will clear, your problems will, you'll solve your problems, new ideas will come to you. It's just, there's all kinds of things that happen when you spend time outside in movement. Journal. Write down your ideas. Carry a little notebook. I frequently use the voice memo thing on my phone to record ideas, especially while I'm traveling or driving. You know, it's like I find sometimes when I'm driving, I get all kinds of ideas. So I will use even my watch, or, you know, do Hey Siri or Hey Alexa, whatever, and say, you know, record your message so that you get that thought down. People keep notepads by their bed because they'll wake up at 2 in the morning going, oh my gosh, that was a great idea. I need to write that down. And we don't, and we've lost the idea forever. Cannot tell you how many ideas I have lost like that. It's like I'll repeat them, say, I'm going to remember. I wake up in the morning and poof, they're all gone. So exercise, spend time being creative, and maybe not necessarily creative in what it is you like to do. Say if you like to paint a lot or do collage work, go out in the yard. A big one for, you know, once again, here's the nature thing. Get out in your yard, do a little bit of gardening, do a little bit of pruning, weeding. Weeding is very meditational. So, you know, get out, move your body, just get out and do something. And do your creativity daily. You know, I can't speak enough. Sometimes people say, but I'm not inspired. It's like, don't wait for the muse. Don't wait for the inspiration. If you're a painter, get out and paint. If you're writing, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, put words on paper. Even if it's a sentence and you're going to throw it away. After, you know, you look at it the next day and you're like, this was garbage. Why did I do this? Don't worry about it. You had to do the work. So part of that's establishing the routine and training the brain that we are going to work. Doesn't matter whether you want to or not. It's like, you know, any other job. There are days we don't want to go to work. You got to go to work. As a professional creative, you need to go to work. So you can't wait for the muse and the sudden inspiration to strike. Have a weekly play date. This is another one that Julia Cameron talked about in The Artist's Way that I actually like, and I try to do it, and sometimes I go through spells where I'm really good at it and other times where I'm not. But have what I call a play date. She has it an artist date. Get out, and if you have a group of people you can go, say, sketch with, or you're going to go to see a museum exhibit, or even just get out and walk in a park for a day. Go do something that intrigues you, that makes you curious. And that's another thing that helps foster creativity, is be curious. Be observant and be curious and ask why, and I wonder, and this is interesting, and make notes on that. What interests you? Why does it interest you? What is it that intrigued you? Why did you notice something? And even when you go to, say, an art museum and you look at a special exhibit, what did you notice? What did you notice about certain paintings or about an artist if they're doing a retrospective? And why did you notice it? You know, make notes on those. Those are important. They sort of talk to you and talk to you about your ideas and where you're gaining your creativity. And then skip the perfection. Just shove the perfection out the door. Strive for imperfection. And if you strive for imperfection every day, you will ultimately achieve perfection without ever noticing it. And you will achieve your goals. You will have gotten something done. If we all tried to write the perfect sentence the first time, we would never get our 60,000 words done or our 100,000 words done, because we'd be working on that first sentence. It's like, just write. And then you can rewrite and maybe rewrite again. That's when the perfection comes in the editing part. When you're painting or doing some of the other creative things, there's going to be imperfections. And that's part of something that's handmade. And, you know, like if you knitting, sometimes your stitches will be slightly different. Or if you sew, this fabric might not quite have sewn the seam quite right. Or, you know, there's just always something like that will be a little off. That's okay. Allow the imperfection to be, because it is you and it is your humanness that keeps it that way. So I'm Lee Kellogg. Thank you for watching. Do go out, be creative, do something every day, get that morning routine down, watch the morning routine video if you need to. Hit that subscribe button down below, subscribe to the channel, we greatly appreciate that. And then be sure to hit the little bell so that you know when I post another video. And you can find more about me at lee@leekellogg.com or naturejournalingtours.com. And I will see you again. Thank you.